Happy Sentinels Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for coming aboard. I have a real treat for you. It's a brand new hero from Cauldron Adrift. There's your confirmation that that's what the expansion is called. And her name is Drift. Yes, she's a brand new hero with time control powers and... Wait, what's that? What's that, Jimmy? You say she's not a new hero? You want me to go look in the Cauldron cards? Oh, how silly of me. She's not a new hero at all. She was previously known as the Fair Knight and the Young Ronin Knight. But yes, indeed, the Knight's Apprentice has finally gotten her own hero deck. And this is going to be my second game with her because when I saw her mechanics, I said to myself, this is going to take a little while to figure out. And honestly, I'm kind of sad I didn't tape that game because it was insane, but hopefully this game will be at least as interesting. So her base power is Chrono Shift. Shift blue or orange. Drift regains 1 HP. And you might be wondering to yourself, what does that mean? Well, she comes with this interesting card here. And it's worth noting that this card does not play well with Tabletop Simulator. I'll give you some behind the scenes info on that in a minute. This is the Shift card. It says at the start of your game, after drawing your cards, place a token on one of the 4 spaces of the Shift track. So basically, blue is in the past, orange is in the future. Interesting color scheme, good color theory. So when one of your cards instructs you to shift blue or orange, move the shift token 1 space in that direction if possible. Only if the token actually moves does it count as having moved. When the token is on a blue space, activate blue effects. When the token is on an orange space, activate orange effects. I'll tell you, in that first game, it kind of felt like she was spinning her wheels a lot, but at the same time you do a lot of shifting back and forth, and there's some really interesting combos that she has just from doing that. So the way to use this card in Tabletop Simulator, you'll notice I've got it horizontal like that, but if you do that, it changes the close-up view of everything. So we're going to turn that back sideways. This is a white go piece, and I have found that the black one blends in a little too much. The one thing you have to do is you right-click on it, hit toggle, shut off snap, and grid, because otherwise you won't be able to put it on the 4 spaces. But now I can do that. So let me take a look at my cards here. Let's see, I got Throwing Shard, which is a good power. I've got Future Focus, which is really nice. If you go all the way to the past, you can go all the way to the future and do some cool stuff. I've got Saber Shard, which is her other main power card, and I've got Out of Sync, which is really nice. So it's all set up. I think I will start 1 space into the future right here. That's actually one thing I like about this, is you can take a look at your cards, be like, okay, what am I going to be able to do? In the first game, I started 1 space into the past because I had a couple of cards that I could chain together. This time I'm going to be doing a lot more setup. But along with her, I've got Chrono Ranger. I've got Omnitron X because they're, you know, the time-traveling heroes. We're going to be fighting Ambuscade because I've started keeping track of what decks appear in the videos that I do, and I want to try and get every villain in once. Yes, even Spite. I have a plan for that, and we'll be fighting in the Final Wasteland because, I don't know, this may be a short game, maybe an easy game, but with 3 heroes, might be a bit more of a challenge. So Ambuscade starts us off, and he gets another reactive plating because, oh, why wouldn't he? So he hits the highest for 2, that's Chrono Ranger, and he hits everybody for 3 with the launcher, and that's it. He's walling us, and he's trying to kill us. So, I'm going to play Out of Sync. This one's really cool. If you're in the past, you get +1 damage reduction. If you're in the future, you get +1 damage increase. So I'm just going to grab 2 tokens because I'll be shifting them back and forth constantly. And then I'm going to go ahead and Chrono Shift to the past, heal 1 so I can get that damage resistance, and draw a card. Looks like Future Focus is the way to go. Alright, Chrono Ranger is going to start off with his hat because why would he start with anything else? And hit the launcher for 1, and then I'll use Terrible Tech Strike to hit it for 3 more, and then I'll hit it for 1 more, and we're not going to quite kill it. God damn it. Okay, because I have an idea of what's going to happen, I'm going to Technological Advancement, get the Elemental Exo Chassis, soak that fire damage, and he'll take and Time Shift himself. Oh, that'll be useful. And draw a card. Final Wasteland. Ooh, it's the Death Worm. Alright, we might just let that stick around and chew on Ambuscade. Speaking of whom, okay, Unavoidable Explosive. Here's another word of the wise. You're supposed to shuffle this face up into the deck, except you can't actually do that. So the creator of this DLC has created these cards over here, which are just the trap cards, essentially upside down. Stick it on the deck, you shuffle it in, and I keep it on the side just to remind myself that it's there. So he will hit Drift for a grand total of 1, and everybody for 3. She takes 1, he takes 3, or she takes 2. Omnitron takes takes 1. Yeah, I'm going to put out Future Focus. So when this card enters play, return all other focus cards to your hand. When Drift is dealt damage, if you have not shifted this turn, you may shift 3 spaces to the future. If you shifted 3 spaces this way, Drift deals 1 target 3 radiant damage. It's a very nice, slightly hard to set up card, but I'm going to make sure it works. So for my power, I will chrono shift 1 more space to the past, heal 1, and draw a card. And the next time she takes damage, she's going to shift into overdrive and kill some stuff from the future. Displaced Armory. I'm going to grab the Masada and hope that I can get some bounties. Full ping that for 1, and then he's going to just do his job. And he draws 3 cards. And he'll hit the worm because he can, I guess. And he can do 0 irreducible damage. Never mind. Alright, Omnitron can hit the worm and nothing else. He's going to be the highest, so we're going to switch to Ablative Coating. And I guess he'll time shift himself. Reset. Always a good idea. Let's do it again. Okay, Innervation Ray. And he draws a card. Okay, the Death Worm hits the 2 targets other than itself with the highest HP, 3 melee, and 3 toxic damage. So it's going to hit Ambuscade for a grand total of 1 melee, at which point it's going to get hit for 4 by the reactive plating. Not enough to kill it. That would have been amazing if it had died. It hits him for 1 more, and it's going to hit Drift for 2 and 2. And then it shuffles back into the deck. And instead we get a Chupacabra. Chupacabra is going to gnaw on the reactive plating, doing 2 melee damage, and no toxic damage because, oh well. That was interesting. Armed and Dangerous. Gets us a Sonic Mine. I would okay with that. The other Unavoidable Explosive. Okay. And then he hits Omnitron for no projectile damage. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do Future Focus. She took damage from the worm. I could have actually killed it. Let's do that retroactively. So yeah, she'll shift forward 3 spaces, which means she gets to deal something 4 radiant damage because she's now in the future. She'll hit that for 3. Okay. Transition Shock. This one's interesting. Whenever you shift from past to future or future to past, Drift deals 1 other target and herself 1 psychic damage each. So, like right now, pretty much the only place I can shift is to the past. That's not going to set off Transition Shock. It's only when you cross the center line, and it's very easy to constantly do that. So I'm going to chrono shift backwards, heal. Maybe I'll start getting out some of her other powers next turn. Let's play the whole gang on the Sonic Mine. And then, just doing my job, I'll just draw 1 card and hit the Chupacabra for 1. And he will Masada the plating for 1 and draw a card. Okay, Omnitron. So I could kill the Sonic Mine, keep everyone from doing damage for this turn, and get rid of the Chupacabra. Actually, the Chupacabra is going to get rid of itself. So I'll just leave that and heal everybody. Not like he can deal damage. Anyway, Electro Deployment Unit? Sure. Okay, so the Chupacabra hits the Sonic Mine, which hits us all for 2, except for Omnitron. He can deal damage, you know, because that's the thing that he can do. And then whole gang goes off and kills the Chupacabra, which admittedly I would have much rather killed the Skunk Ape, but that was not an option. And then Skunk Ape hits everybody for 1, except, you know, the villain targets. Alright, Ambuscade. Snatch and Grab. Ooh, 1 melee and 2 energy. And then he's going to hit the highest for 2 projectile. We will make that Chrono Ranger, because otherwise Omnitron is going to lose all of his shit. Okay, so we're going to play Drift Step. This card is fantastic. Shift left or right. I'm going to shift to the past. So first what happens is I get my DR. And then Transition Shock allows me to hit something for 1. And she hits herself for 1, but soaks it. I shifted to the past, so Drift regains a hit point. Draw a card, and I can play a card. I'm going to play Throwing Shard. I will go ahead and use its power. Now, it's worth noting, she's a little bit like the Naturalist, in that if you have multiple forms in play, like if you're playing the Hunted Naturalist, or there's something wacky going on, you can keep going down his cards and use every effect. So if you use a past effect and go to the future, and there's a future effect, then you can use that as well. In this case, there are 2 separate powers here, and you can only essentially use the one that you are in the correct time period for. So I'll use the past power. 1 target regains 2 hit points, shift 2 to the right, and I will heal Chrono Ranger. And she shifts all the way to the right. Alright, ooh, hey, sudden contract. That's important. This is what is going to let us get rid of things. By any means, on that first plating, shuffle, hit it for 1. Eye on the prize. Ooh, displaced armory. Sure, why not? Anything I grab is just going to do 2. You know what? I'm going to grab the Neurotoxin Dart Thrower, because that's useful when Ambuscade is flipped. Hit it for 1, and then, oh, and then I can use the Masada to kill it. Fantastic. I'll get that back next round. Wow, all of his displaced armories, like all at once. Alright, start of Omnitron's turn. Hit that for 1, because that's all he can hit. Heal everybody. And then he will play Technological Advancement and go for the Plasma Cannon, because we need irreducible damage right now. Still the start of his turn, so he'll hit it for 2. And we're going to switch back to the Ablative Coating so he can tank. Time shift. Sure, why not? Draw a card. Alright, and the Skunk Ape hits... Actually, the Skunk Ape just hits Chrono Ranger. Literally nobody else. else. Okay, Ambuscade and Cannon, of course. He hits Omnitron as, we'll say Omnitron is the highest, so he hits him for no projectile damage. And Omnitron definitely has the most cards in play, so he hits him for no projectile damage. Fantastic. I am going to switch out Future Focus for Past Focus. I return all focus cards to my hand. Oh, you know what? She actually should have taken damage. She's all the way in the future. Anyway, now when I'm taking damage, I can shift all the way to left, and if I do, I can play a card. So my options right now are I can use Throwing Shard to deal each non-hero target 2 radiant damage, which would be a bad idea because Ambuscade would hit me. Or I can use my base power. I can shift right, which I can't physically do. I still get a hit point. And this way I'm set up for Past Focus when the Skunk Ape goes off. Chrono Ranger is going to put that by any means on the thingy there and hit it for 1. Displaced Armory, man. And this will get the Compound Bow. That for 1. And again, I can hit it for 2 irreducible with the Masada or 1 and 1 with the Compound Bow, so either way it's taking 2. Alright, Omnitron can actually hit things. Heal everybody, draw a card, and 2 damage to the plating. Okay, this is a slightly dumb idea. Oh wait, I know, I'm going to play Slip Through Time. For his power, I will use Bioengineering Beam, destroy Unforgiving Wasteland, hit that for 2, draw a card, end of his turn, play Rocket Punch, and then I will use it to deal that 2 damage, and to deal the plating 1 damage, and hey, we can finally hit Ambuscade now, yay! Alright, Rat Beast. Ooh, gotta watch out for those, they're Chrono Ranger's nemesis. Okay, Skunk Ape is hitting everything. It'll hit that, and it'll hit him, and it'll hit her, and she will Past Focus, all the way back. Play a card, what do I have to play? That's a useful thing, Impose Synchronization. So, draw a card, select a target, because I'm in the past, reduce damage dealt to that target by 1 until the start of my next turn, shift left. So I will give that to Chrono Ranger, since he hasn't been hit by the Skunk Ape yet, which will now hit him and deal no damage. Oh yeah, and she is protected now too. And I'm shifted all the way left, so I cannot shift again. And the Rat Beast hits the second highest for 2 melee damage, and that's Omnitron, and he once again takes nothing. Ambuscade, it's a tank, neither of them deal any damage. Well, if nothing else, probably gonna win this one. Oh, you know what? I transition shocked too. Ambuscade for. Go ahead and play Saber Shard because I don't really have anything else to play. Let's see, I am in the past. I'm going to use Saber Shard, draw a card, and shift to the future 1. Still in the past, draw a card. She does have some very cool one-shots that you can chain together. I just haven't found any of them yet. Ranger's Mark. It's time to take out Ambuscade. Hit him for 2. I might as well play this Temporal Grenade. Yeah, you know what? I'm sick of this Skunk Ape. So I'll use the Temporal Grenade, hit him for 2. I'll hit the turret for 1, and I'll hit the Rat Beast for 2 because Nemesis bonus. Kill the Skunk Ape. Oh yeah, he doesn't have his -1. Destroyed, and he draws a card. Okay, start of Omnitron's turn. He hits 3 things. Heal 3 targets. I'll draw a card. I wish I could give that draw to Chrono Ranger. And then 3 damage to Ambuscade. Hum diddly dum. Oh yeah, and Slip Through Time. Uh-oh. Shit. Does anyone remember where his hit points were? I think it was around 44. Okay, I'm going to play Slip Through Time again. Power number 1, drop the Rat Beast and hit Ambuscade for 3. Actually hitting him for 3 this time. Draw a card. End of my turn, I will play Technological Advancement for another Electro Deployment unit. And then I will use Rocket Punch and do 2 and 1, which becomes 3 and 2, so 5 to Ambuscade. Omnitron just owns everything. Oh shit. Jersey Devil hits the 2 lowest non-environment targets for 2 fire damage each. That is the turret, and we'll say Drift because she'll soak 1. Ambuscade gets another turret. Excellent, we can leave those alone, and they'll draw the Jersey Devil's fire. Ambuscade tries and fails to hit Omnitron. Everything tries and fails to hit Omnitron. Omnitron is too good for them. Okay, I want to shift to the future so that I can Past Focus. Alright, Resourceful Daydreamer. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. I'm in the past, so I can play a card. This is that combo card I was talking about. Ooh, let's try this. Destroyer's Adagio. 1 player may play a card now because I'm in the past. We'll have Omnitron play Defensive Blast because he's not doing enough damage. I shift 1 to the right. Now, first, my damage reduction changes to a damage increase. Second, Transition Shock. I deal a target 1, 2, we'll say 3 to Ambuscade, and I hit myself for 2. And then, because I'm in the future now, Drift deals a target 2, 3 radiant damage. That'll become 4 on Ambuscade, and I shift back 2 to the past. And my damage reduction comes back. I mean, I'm going to be shifting back to the future, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to forget if I don't do that. So yeah, I'll use Throwing Shard. 1 target regains 2 hit points. Shift 2 to the right. She'll heal herself, and shift to the future, which means she gets back her +1. She deals a target 1, 2, 3 radiant damage because of Transition Shock, and hits herself for 2, and she draws a card. That's what cool Drift turns look like. Oh no. Oh no. It's a terrible pun. Oh no. Drift turning has been introduced to Sentinels of the Multiverse at long last. Oh, 2 damage to Ambuscade. God damn it. Draw a card. Yeah, I might as well play it. And I'll hit him for 4 with the compounded bow. Alright. Omnitron does the damages. Omnitron heals a heal. Omnitron will... Ooh, he'll play Reactive Plating subroutine. Not that it'll ever go off. 3 damage to Ambuscade. And I might as well play the other Innervation Ray and heal some heals while we still can. I mean, you never know. Slip through time goes away. Oh boy. I got no room. Anything anymore. Disruptive Flechettes. Do all the damage. Do it all. Power Defensive Blast. All I have is platings that I don't need. So that's 1 melee, 1 projectile, and 1 toxic to everything. That's 6 damage to Ambuscade. Kills that. Almost kills that. Kills the Jersey Devil, so we don't have to worry about him. That's what I have a Temporal Grenade for. Oh, shit. I didn't notice the Unavoidable Explosive. Yeah, we'll just do this at the start of his turn. He deals each hero target 3 energy damage, and... she's past focused, so she can't do that yet. And then that is put in the trash, by which I mean I take one of those and put it in the trash, and this goes back over here. Now he plays a card. Shuffle the trash into the deck. Running gun. Deals no damage. Unavoidable. He's really buckling down on these traps. He's like, I should get them. Use my traps. And admittedly, you know, one of them did work. He hits Omnitron for no damage. The turret hits Omnitron for no damage. Hooray! Alright, I want to shift all the way to the future if at all possible. I guess if I chrono shift, I can do that. So we'll go ahead and play Resourceful Daydreamer again. Draw 2 cards. Discard a card. And I will play Borrowed Time. Select past or future. Shift that direction up to 3 times. X is the number of times you shifted this way. If you shifted at least 1 to the past this way, X targets regain 2 HP each. If you shifted at least 1 to the future this way, Drift deals X targets 3 radiant damage each. So we will go ahead and shift 1 to the right, which means she deals a target 3, 4, 5 radiant damage. Hell yeah. I'm all set up for that freaking past focus, but probably not going to go off. And I can't make it happen to myself because I've already shifted this turn. That's going to shift me into the past. That's going to shift me too much to the past. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and use Throwing Shard. Deal each non-hero target 1, 2 radiant damage. That's 3 to Ambuscade. Oh, this is over. This is over. 3 to Ambuscade. 2 kills the turret. 2 to the snowman. And then I shift 2 to the left, which means I go to the past. Transition shot goes off and I hit Ambuscade for 2 and kill him. And that's your Drift. She's a lot of fun to play. Like, she's maybe not the coolest hero in that fight. She wasn't doing a lot of flashy stuff, but she just hit him for 5 damage. That's really awesome. And just the fact that she can continuously ping targets just by doing essentially nothing. I mean, the shift mechanic is all her own, and you're just sort of moving a little piece back and forth on a card. But the fact that she can just keep dishing out damage every time she does that. And yeah, sometimes she'll hit herself, sometimes she'll hit herself for a lot, but it's really neat, and it's fun trying to figure out, okay, you know, if I'm this far into the future, how far in the past do I need to go to do this thing? And you can combo shit together, and I really like her. I'm glad she's out now. Again, cannot wait to see what else happens in the Cauldron. Okay, thank you for joining me once again, and remember, Tabletop Simulator and the Reavers, Sentinels, and Cauldron DLC are not official Greater Than Games products. Please support the official release. Flip.